I didn't like Survivor Series 2003, but I can feel very confident in saying that I hated Survivor Series 2004. I think the show sucks. To be perfectly honest, after the first three matches on the card, you could tune out the rest of the show and you're not missing a fucking thing, is my opinion. In fact, I'd even argue that that third match is only worth watching in my mind from more of a sentimental standpoint in terms of being able to see Eddie Guerrero wrestle than in terms of the actual quality of the match. Survivor Series 2004, not a good show. Just not. Literally, the strength of the card was the first portion of the card. The fatal four-way for the cruiserweight title. You got Spike, Kidman, Guerrero, Mysterio. That's good. That's a good opener. You know, served a good purpose. Kicked the show off well. Shelton Benjamin versus Christian for the IC title. Very good. Match of the night, in my opinion. Those are two quality matches right there to kick off the show. So I won't say that the show was totally shit. I just hated it. Let me clarify. I just don't like this show. I think it sucks. That doesn't mean everything involved with it was shit. But again, quality of shows is about more than just one aspect. It's not just to me about in-ring quality alone. You could have some good in-ring stuff, but if everything else stinks, then the show's still going to stink. And that's exactly the way I look at it. You have one of the two 4-on-4 traditional kind of Survivor Series matches. You've got Team Guerrero versus Team Angle. This is okay. But like I said, as I'm watching this, you get the sense again that they're trying to really build up John Cena, and you're getting the sense that this is where they're going come WrestleMania 21 time. And you had begun in late 2003 the babyface turn, slowly began the babyface turn for John Cena. Something I did talk about in the last review. You were setting the table for Cena and Lesnar at WrestleMania 20. And how funny and ironic is it? When you go back and watch WrestleMania 20, the opening match on the card was Big Show versus Cena for the United States Championship. And that MSG crowd was legitimately jizzing in their pants, excited, and popped huge in a big way for Cena opening the show, winning the United States title from Big Show. How funny is that? How much times change, huh? But we forget that stuff. He used to be a big fan favorite in MSG. I mean, people legitimately popped. It was a cool moment when Cena won the U.S. title at WrestleMania 20. And throughout 2004, they were doing a good job, in my opinion, of building up Cena to the point where by the time he got to WrestleMania 21, he was pretty much going to be ready. And that's what it was going to be. But then it all goes downhill from here at this point, frankly. Undertaker and Heidenreich. That's right. Undertaker had to wrestle Heidenreich at a Survivor Series. He had to wrestle Heidenreich at Survivor Series. I don't give a damn if you like the match or not. I fucking think Heidenreich is stupid. So therefore, anything involving Heidenreich is stupid. And this match, to me, is always fucking stupid. And then for some reason, you get Trish versus Lita for the Women's Championship, but it lasts like no time at all. And that's just a complete and utter, total, unmitigated disaster of a disappointment. JBL successfully defending his title against Booker T. Match never really clicked for me. Never really worked for me. Like I said again, for me. And then you get to the main event. This is all you need to know about how this show went, in my mind. And you'll notice I'm not taking a tremendous amount of time to talk about it because I'd rather say I did it and then move the fuck on. Team Orton features Randy Orton, Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, and Maven. Survivor Series 2004, Maven was in the main event. And Team Triple H consisted of Triple H, Edge, Batista, and Snitsky. So I want you to think about this. Not the best time for this company either. 2004, 2005, 2006 timeframe. Maven and Snitsky main evented a Big Four pay-per-view. Maven and Snitsky. Oh my God. This is bad. But what's also bad about this, though, was how the WWE just was so overwhelmed in their man love of Triple H. It was like, okay, he's married into the family. It's always got to point back to him, and it's always got to go back to him. And even though I've never been a big Orton guy, I've always been befuddled and stunned by how quickly the WWE changed their mind and opinion about Randy Orton throughout the course of 2004. I mean, in the early to mid portion of 2004, it was a cram. It was not a push. It was a force. They were going to try and get you by any means necessary to believe in Randy Orton as a big time player. He goes into SummerSlam 2004, becomes the youngest world heavyweight champion in the history of the company, and it's like it's Randy, it's Randy, it's Randy. And then all of a sudden, as soon, literally, as soon as Orton wins the fucking title, they're cutting his legs out from under him. Triple H is back. We got to put the belt on God. Blah, 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 blah. Just complete and total fucking bullshit. If you're gonna go with the young guy, then you go with the fucking young guy. They did all that forcing, not pushing. They transcended that, went into forcing, just so that way you finally got him to the top of it and you're like, realize, okay, this guy's not ready. Why did we force him so much? We're gonna yank this away from him. Why the fuck would you do that? It frankly took a couple of years, I think, fully for Randy Orton to recover as a character. Even though you were in the middle of doing the Legend Killer shit and all this other shit, I still think it took a couple of years for Randy Orton to fully recover from the reign of God, the reign of terror of God. Because it was almost like the company was determined to get the belt off of Benoit by any means necessary. And they figured they didn't want people to hate Triple H. So as a result, they were going to sit there and have somebody else do it and then Triple H get the belt back. That's the games when you look back at it, you kind of feel like that's what you see. Randy Orton trying to push him as a baby face at that time. It was also fucking stupid. He had been pounded and forced so much up your ass and down your throat as a heel, and now you're instantly, because he's the youngest champ ever, and you have Triple H turn on you trying to have Orton go face. There's so many fucking things about this are so ridiculous and so stupid. And this match is ridiculous and stupid. Because of what they did to Orton. It was terrible. And again, I emphasize, Snitsky and Maven were in the main event of a Big Four pay-per-view. And it's not a Rumble match. What more do I really need to say about this show? This show sucks to me. Like I said, I guess you could say, in theory, to be fair, again, the match quality of the main event isn't that bad. It's actually pretty good. I enjoyed that aspect of it. But as I stated again, there is so much more to it than that one aspect. That if so many of the other aspects, not liking the flow of the show, not liking the way it's presented, not liking how the characters are utilized, not liking some of the booking decisions and what is done and what's led up to it, not liking the stories involved, it makes for a crappy, sucky show. Survivor Series 2004 sucks. You pretty much watch the first two matches and then you could skip the rest as far as I'm concerned.